Hello students, this is part second for 7th standard science, that is for chapter 2, that is your nutrition plan. So as of now, in the previous video we have discussed about nutrition. What are the sequential steps, like we know the definition of ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion also, right? And we have started looking into the human digestive system. Basically we were done with the part of your ingestion, then after the digestion, and then comes the third portion, that is your absorption of food, right? So in the previous video we have discussed ki your digestion will get over in small intestine, means like whatever the complex foods were there that has been broken down into simple soluble substances, uh, like sugar has been converted into glucose, or you can say proteins has been converted into amino acids, and starch has been sugar starch, and like fats has been converted into your fatty acids and glycerol. So now that comes the next portion. Like we know that alimentary canal is nothing but a tube like structure, so the food has to travel from this, and it has to cross this thing, your tube like structure, and has go to somehow it should reach to the different parts of your body. And that for that we need absorption, basically the transfer of food, this digested food from your alimentary canal. So right, so this absorption of food basically happens inside your small intestine only. So remember, digestion gets over in small intestine, and the absorption happens of the digested food in your small intestine. So what happens here in the small intestine? The diagram has been given. One cross section has been given, and by cross section I mean, like if you are holding a pipe, or like, or you can say a tube like structure, like this is your tube like structure you can see. And if I cut it from here, if I cut it from here, so I can see uske andar kya hai, right? So that thing is called as cross section, right? If you have a hollow pipe like structure, is cut it so that inside you can see उस pipe के अंदर क्या क्या है, that is called as cross section. Similarly, that type of diagrams they have shown for small intestine. So inside the small intestine we have numerous finger like projections, बहुत सारे होते हैं, उनको हम लोग बोलते हैं villi, right? And there in the book also they have shown one microscopic view of the villi. So from villi the absorption takes place. And what happens exactly is like, they basically increase the surface area. Normally you see, like if it is a plain area, so the area will be somewhere, something called surface area will be there. But if numerous projections are there, you can see the pro area will increase. So these veins, villi, sorry, finger like projections helps in increasing the surface area. And one more, in the other diagram in your book itself they have shown some red and blue color lines. Basically these are the vessels, you can say artery or vein, that we'll be studying in this year only in the next upcoming chapters. So these are, you can say, the tubes which carry blood basically. So somehow this digested food has to reach to these tubes. Well, it will reach to the tubes, and from there it will be transported to the different parts of your body with the help of circulatory system, right? uh, Now moving on to the assimilation part, and before that I wanted to show you one picture of small intestine, how it looks like. So in reality, that was one pictorial diagram, like handed made diagram. So in reality it looks like this. If this is a cross section of a, you can say, small intestine, so you can see these finger like projections, right? बहुत सारी उंगलियां जैसी आ रही हैं. These are called as villi, right? So moving on to the next portion, that is your assimilation. So assimilation basically means what? Like the food has reached to its target, कि मतलब जहाँ पे organ में जाके इसको growth करना है, development करना है, या फिर energy provide करनी है, there it will go, right? And there some certain sort of chemical reactions will take place. So either we can get the energy, or somehow they'll be responsible for our growth and development. For example, I can say like when glucose will reach there, and somehow with the help of breathing, whatever oxygen has been coming, they will combine together, and they will give some sort of release some sort of energy, and that energy will be used for our day-to-day life of activities. And as far as fatty acids and glycerol are combined, they won't go and react. What they do actually, आप लोगों ने सुना होगा ना कि कोई आदमी अगर बहुत ऑयली खाना खाता है उसकी चर्बी जम जाती है. So basically what happens, they form a sort of layer inside your skin, right? Fatty acids and glycerol. And as far as amino acids are concerned, they are responsible for the growth of your body. Then comes the last portion, you can say the last organ of your alimentary canal, that is large intestine, and its length is around 1.5 meter long. So what happens is, like I have told you previously also, ki the food that couldn't be digested, or the digested food which couldn't be absorbed, has to be removed from your body, because it will be highly toxic अगर आप करें, like it will start rotten, सड़ जाएगा खाना. तो राइट आपकी बॉडी में गैसेस बन जाएगी, आप कह सकते हैं, राइट? Harmful products will be formed that will be like highly poisonous for you. So those has to be removed. So what happens exactly, like from small intestine the food will travel to large intestine, And in the large intestine, basically the absorption of water. Remember, the digestion and absorption of food has taken place, whatever is going to be utilized in our body. But the undigested or the digested food which couldn't be absorbed will travel to large intestine. And from that, the excess of water and some important salts. It's not only like आप जो खाना खा रहे हैं वही salt होता है, और भी बहुत तरह के salts होते हैं. We'll be studying in the chapter that is your acid, bases, and salt. So some crucial or important salts will be absorbed from the large intestine. So if I have to show you the structure of large intestine, basically this is the, see, from stomach, small intestine will come here and it will end here. Actually, this is the starting point of large intestine, and this absorption of water will take place. And this portion basically is called as the rectum, that has been mentioned in your book. So before removal of this food, whenever you're going for getting freshen up in the morning, the excess or waste food जो होता है आपको यहाँ पे store होता है, and finally it comes out through the anus, right? So remember, it's like only the absorption of water and some salts are being taking place in the large intestine. Now comes the next topic, that is your nutrition in ruminants. So first of all, we should understand what is ruminants. Normally, you would have seen certain sort of animals like your cows, goats, or buffaloes or deers. What they do actually, even if they are not eating the food, they continuously keep on, you can say like अपना मुंह चलाते रहते हैं, right? So what do exactly? Basically they are able to digest, they have to they are digesting it, or you can say they are chewing it. So why it is so, like how come they can keep so much of food in their mouth? So those animals, they have a special funda. What they do exactly, their stomach is different. Like for as far as humans are concerned, we have only single chamber, but in ruminants, what happens, there are four types of four chambers basically. Their stomach is divided into four parts, and somehow there the digestion will take place, right, you can say. Now apart from that, one more thing that we should see is like cellulose is there, right? And cellulose is not a new term that you are hearing for the first time. In the sixth standard we have studied about the roughage, right? It's a food, like dietary food, you can say, part of our diet, but which is not having any nutrient value. And somewhere in humans it is basically responsible for the uh, easy bowel movements and for removal of excess of food, but humans cannot digest it. But somehow these animals are able to digest it, right? What happens? So we'll look at the structure or the flow of food in the ruminants. Basically, you should remember there are four chambers. Basically, the stomach has been divided into four parts. That is the rumen, reticulum, then your omasum, and your finally comes your omasum, abomasum. So rumen is basically the largest chamber, you can say. Reticulum and omasum serves as food pipe in them. And as far as abomasum is concerned, it is called as a true stomach. And if I am saying true stomach, why so? The reason for that is like actual secretion of digestive juices. Like you remember in humans also we said कि digestive juices का secretion होता है. तो in ruminant stomach the digestive juices का secretion जो होता है वो abomasum में होता है. And for that reason only it is called as true stomach. So to give you a brief idea before showing you like how exactly it is happening, I just want to say कि rumination or ruminants होते क्या हैं. Like there are certain set of animals or category of animals which are able to bring the which are able to bring the food from their stomach to mouth again for chewing it, like again and again. आपने देखा होगा ना, जब गाय या भैंस बैठी रहती है तो काफी देर तक अपना मुंह चलाती रहती है और झाग झाग आता है. So basically what happens is like somehow they are able to make or to come this food from the stomach to mouth, so that it can be chewed again. And this process is called as rumination. The process of bringing back the food from stomach to mouth to chew it again is called as rumination. And those animals in which it is being found are called as ruminants, right? So on the basis of that only we can say. So how digestion happens actually is like I can show you with the help of with this video. And for that I have to go back and I have to show this thing. So what I was trying to show you people, see, this is actually the diagram of a cow, you can say, but we have studied, we have the diagram of goat, but both of them comes under the category of ruminants. So right, what they do actually is like you can see, right, now you have to relate with the chapter diagram of the chapter that has been given in your book, right? So how exactly is happening, the flow of food is happening, right? So first of all, we should see where exactly are those chambers located, right? So you should see this portion. This is the biggest portion, is called as rumen, and this is your reticulum, small portion over here, and this is your omasum, and this portion that is like some tube-like structure is going right. This is your abomasum. So remember, rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. So right, what they do exactly? See the flow of food. First, it will go from you can say right like they will chew it directly, eat the food, and directly it will go to your rumen, right? From rumen, this will go to your reticulum, right? And what happening exactly is happening here is like some sort of bacteria will be there which will help in or you can say in the digestion of cellulose basically. From rumen it will go to reticulum, right? From rumen it is going to reticulum, and from reticulum, see, the food is again going to mouth for rechewing. So remember, food first goes to rumen, then it goes to reticulum, and from reticulum, this food basically it is again a part of stomach, right? It's going to your mouth for chewing again. And after reticulum, see, once they are done with the chewing part, what they will do, it will bring back the food again, and this time it will go via reticulum to the omasum. I don't know why they are not showing it. See, now this is the blue color line over here. You can see via rumen it went to, or via reticulum, sorry, it went to your omasum. And finally, from omasum, it will go to abomasum where the digestive juices will be secreted. And there, from there, it will go to small intestine, and then it will go to your large intestine. So remember, so first it will be like it will go from your mouth to your rumen. Rumen say it will go to your reticulum. Then reticulum it will go to your mouth. And again from there via reticulum it will come back to omasum. And omasum से होता हुआ जाएगा आपके एबोमासम में जहाँ पे digestive juices का secretion होगा, and the food will be digested, right? And then after that it will go to small intestine and large intestine. So this is how like actually the digestion in ruminants basically take place, right? Now moving on to the last topic for this chapter is your nutrition process in amoeba, right? So as we have seen in the diagram in your book, right, they are showing like कि आपका ingestion भी होगा, digestion भी होगा. We told, right, we discussed in the beginning of this chapter, like all the living beings, all the animals basically, they follow these 5 steps. So what exactly is happening? You can look at it with this diagram over here. So this is basically the structure of amoeba. In your book, it is being shown in green in color, and here for understanding purpose, they have in yellow color diagram. So look here. So this entire yellow color portion basically is called as cytoplasm, a fluid-filled substance. And in the center, you can see one dark hole, right, black dot-like structure. This is called as nucleus, and it can be said as like as a controlling center for all the activities which is happening inside a cell. Like we have brain for human beings, so for cells it is basically a nucleus, and all the cells have a nucleus and cytoplasm, remember that. So like first step is the nutrition. So whenever amoeba is like lying inside water and some food particles goes or nearby, or if he is able to go near the food particle, what will happen? See, it will form pseudopodia, finger like structure, and will try to capture or engulf the food, right? So this is step first step. These two steps or these two diagrams are for your ingestion purpose. And after that what will happen, along with some water, you can say one cavity like structure is formed, and this cavity is called as vacuole. So from this vacuole only the digestive juices will be secreted, which will help in the digestion. Basically whatever the food particle is there, that has to be broken down into simpler substances. So in these two steps you can see the digestion is being happening. And after that we have absorption. Like from this food vacuole, the digested food will be transported to the entire cytoplasm, so that it can be assimilated, like the for carrying out the different activities inside the cell, they need to get energy, right? So this here it has been assimilated. And finally what happens, the food particles which couldn't be digested, right, or the food particles which are of no use, they has to be removed. So what will happen here, it's not like pseudopodia. You can see the cell membrane, the outer covering or the boundary of the cell, or any cell basically is called a cell membrane. It will rupture and it will remove the undigested food, and that is what they have given here in your book also. So I hope I was able to make you clear with this chapter, and that's it for this video, guys. Thanks.